What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. This is Casting with Blackman and I'm Chance Blackman. So today we're going to be tying the river pig fly. This is a fly primarily used for muskie and pike, but I've also seen it downsized and used for bass as well. We're going to start by just setting in some lead eyes right below the eye of the hook there. That's going to keep the fly riding belly down how we want it. We're going to throw in some black bucktail here, hollow tie it in for a little base profile of the tail. And remember, it's important to control that bucktail. As many great bucktail tyers have pointed out, don't let it control you, you're in charge. I'm throwing in some red flash here on both sides. And you will see me taper the end of the flash with the scissors. And that is because you don't want all the flash just going the same length. That's not going to look much of like a flowy. It's going to look more blocky. It's not going to look tapered and flowy how you want it. I'm essentially going to do the feathers the same way as I did the flash. However, I'm not going to cut the ends. I'm just going to tie them in unevenly because we don't want to lose those nice fine tips. After that, I'm going to tie in some brown bucktail, hollow tied again. And after this section, we're going to come in with another section immediately after. It's important to note, because I'm not showing that on camera, but I am cutting the butt sections of the reverse tie when I'm done, just to get it out of the way a little bit. Doesn't need to be perfect, as you can see. It's a little bit still sticking up. But just trim it down so you can wrap over it pretty easily. Now we're going in for some belly flash, and remember, this is a jig fly, so I'm actually putting this flash on the belly of the fly. It looks like I'm putting it on the top, but the fly is actually going to be riding that side down. So fold that over itself. I trimmed it up, made it nice and short. Now we're going to come in with the reverse tie, brown bucktail again. This is going to be our last piece of bucktail. It's good to have a nice little hair pusher, but you can also use your fingers. And once you pull that back, you want to keep tension on the thread, pull it straight towards the hook eye, and then create that wall. It's important to play around with making thread walls. It took me a while to get down. Still don't have it down, but I'm getting a lot better, that's for sure. And now we are going to finish this head off with a UV senyo chromatic brush. This is from EP Fibers. A lot of great fly tying material from that brand. And we are just going to, it's called palmer this around, is where you just use your hands and you're just sort of cranking it around. You want it to be pretty tight. You don't want it to have a lot of slack on there. And you also want to make sure you're pulling and pushing those hairs out of the way for the next wrap so that you're not getting any crazy bulk going on in there. Although we are going for a bulk look, if you get a bunch of hairs trapped and then keep wrapping over it, it just looks silly. So we're done with that. We're going to finish off this tie with a little wrap around the eyes there at the end. Hit it with some UV resin. One more time for the eyes and the tip of that brush just to set it all in. And then we're going to smack that with the light, and that's going to be about it. So there you go, guys. This fly is about 6 inches, 6.5 maybe. It's not the biggest one you can tie. There's a lot of people who tie huge river pigs. I mean, that's what they're for anyway, but I like tying them a little bite-sized sometimes. That way you can go for some big bass and most pike. So that's going to be it for the video. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Casting with Blackman, and I'll see you guys in the next one.